First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fire it up here at the back. I'm actually going to weld, these guys are broken on my vise, I'm going to weld those guys up with a bit of dissimilar rods first. Probably bring it up to around 120, 130 amps. I'm going to weld this with a stainless steel rod. I don't even know what the vise is made out of, it's a really crap quality vise. But the jaws are continually just falling off. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is fix these. So, it's going to be a stainless steel rod for welding dissimilar metals. My welding helmet will be handy now. Okay. So the digital readout is real nice to see where you're at, you know, for setting your amperage. I don't know what way it'll look. I'm not sure what way it will look from the actual when you're welding to see how it's changing, but I actually will get a bit of a film on that too. I'm just going to use the standard components they've sent with it. I'm just going to do a really quick weld here. So I'm at 130 amps. First go on this welder. Ooh, that's not good. It looks like whatever this piece is made out of is not suitable for welding stainless steel anyway, whatever this vise is made out of. Vise is a real cheap piece of rubbish, and it has performed how I would expect a cheap piece of rubbish to perform. So I'm doing too bad on the second pass, so I'm gonna weld the whole thing up, and hopefully that will stabilize the jaws on the vise. So, it's running nice and smooth anyway. I don't think I'm running too hot at 130. These are only meant for 100 amps according to the box, but I've welded them before at 100 and it's way too cold. It's a complete waste of time. Yeah, it's looking a bit better this time. I think I just needed to get a bit of heat into the vise. I'll roll on with a second one at 130. And then I'll get to welding up what I was supposed to welding up. That has welded really nicely. Yeah, nice crack coming in the in the weld here, obviously. I shouldn't be welding the device with these rods. This device is obviously cast. I'm welding it with a stainless steel rod because I don't have any cast rods. So I'm just taking a chance on it really that it will do the job. I have to do the second pass. I will. So I will need another pass to try and So I was going to weld with the stainless steel rod anyway, but I just decided this vice has been pissing me off for like the longest time. So I'm just going to give it a quick clean up and we'll see what it looks like. Now, the device is obviously cast, and I just welded this up with a stainless steel rod for welding a 3-1, I don't know what it is, it's a 3-1 something rod anyway. It's a 3-1-2 rod I think, for welding dissimilar. So here it is, there's the vice welded. Just wanted to weld the jaw on so that I wouldn't be the whole time picking the jaws of the vice up off the ground from where they had fallen and gone in shit. So yeah, pretty nice weld. What I was going to do anyway, I'm going to turn the welder back down to, I think I'm going to go for 90. And what I was going to do is, see, I have some pieces of steel here ready to go. What I have is, I have some box section, or rectangular box. It is, the wall is 2.5 millimeters thick. I'm just going to do some welding on this with 2.5 rods, and then have some 6 millimeter flat. I'm going to weld up. So I'm going to weld this with some 2.5s. At 90, I'm going to weld the 6 mil flat with some 3.2s and maybe some 2.5s as well. At something somewhere between 120 maybe, 110, 120. And then I'm going to weld this guy, which is some 10 millimeter or 3/8 flat. I'm going to weld that with some 3.2s at probably 120, maybe 130. And then I'm going to weld this other side of the joint with a 4.0 rod at 160, and that will be basically for me maxing out the machine basically. So we've already got weld 1 out of the way with the vice. I'm going to put my mask on for the welding because I don't have any air extraction, and I can taste something nasty in the back of my throat after that stainless steel rod. So I covered the stainless steel rod up front, but yeah, first impression, nice weld, very smooth, very quiet, nice stable arc. It also has the hot start technology, so basically for starting rods, particularly starting rods on a cold piece of metal, so that's very nice. Right, what I'm going to do so is the first weld I'm going to do, I have the welder turned back down to 90 amps. I am going to start the welding process. clamp onto the piece itself this time as opposed to onto the vise where it was earlier. Just some standard box. I haven't, I've just cleaned it off the metal scale. You know, I'll give it a rub with a grinder brush there. Square it up. Put a little tack on it. I'll try 90, I might have to go to 100. These are 2.5mm 6013 Numel rods, and they are rated from 80 to 100 amps is what they're recommended at. So let's see what we get. Going to tack it in place first. I just put 4 tacks in there, and so from the tacks alone, I think I'm probably too high at 90. I think I'm going to have to bring it down a little bit towards the 85 mark. Huh? Yeah, making a video. You come up and see Daddy's welder. Huh? Oh, aha! You on the camera? Is that the camera? Is that the camera? Is that you on the camera? Yeah, that's right. Camera. Camera. Turn on. It's already on. Danny needs to wipe your nose.
All the time.
Daddy is trying out his new welder. Look, new welder.
Might be a bit beyond our knowledge now, what you're at.
Of course it is.
Yeah. Totally.
Daddy's doing some welding.
We'll especially important.
We'll go in with Danny, will you?
There's enough outside.
Run in with Danny and play with the toys.
A mighty bit of it once more.
Oh boy.
Great audience, really enjoyed it. Will we go in and read a story? While Daddy's working, will we?
Go in and read a story,
He's very
Daddy.
boring.
I'm very boring.
We go read a story stuff? What's up on that?
Daddy has mask on.
Oh, Daddy's sitting on the machine. You're going to get out while he's doing work. Daddy puts on a work coat, and that's the work.
Okay, so we're back at 85 amps, and we're going to weld root pass on this. Okay. Yeah, you can see yourself there, like beautifully smooth arc. Easy to start up the rod. These welding rods are pure cheap as chips. They've been there for I don't know how many years. expert. I'm no welding expert, but I'm just going to clean it off so we can have a look. So there it is. Here's what it looks like. A little bit of a cut at the end of it there, a little bit of weakness in the weld. I should have held a little bit longer. I think I'm still running probably just a little bit too hot. I think for this 3.2 mil material, 2.5 mil material, I think I'm going to have to go down to 80 amps. So at 80 amps, I'm at 100% duty cycle for the machine. I'm just going to take this out of the vise. And, we're now sitting on the welder. Finished. Let's see. Cut off the flag. Here. Maybe it'll catch I'm going to continue with the 2.5s here. So, I burnt a hole in it there at 80 amps. Shite. So I'm not very happy with that. But obviously that's just too much amps there.